Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be showing you guys my what's on my iPhone for mid-2020. Not too much has changed, but I would like to show you guys since it's now the middle of the year and we're halfway through, so let's get into it. Okay, so we have my lock screen here. It's still the same. There's nothing different about it. Change the wallpaper. I've got the battery widget here for my phone and my Apple Watch. So instead of having to go into like the settings and checking my battery and all of that, I can now check my phone and Apple Watch. And you guys may have noticed that the widget looks a little bit different. That's because I am actually running iOS 14 Beta 2 on my phone. I don't recommend installing it on your phone. It is quite buggy and I have had a couple of bugs and have had to restart my phone once. But I'm using the beta because I like to report bugs back, so when the official version comes out there are no bugs. Or at least there's less bugs. So let's get into my phone. Okay, so here's the first page. I've got my apps that I don't really use. So I've got Messages, FaceTime, got Photos, Calendar, Clock, Calendar, Camera, App Store, Weather, and then down here I've got fanfic.net, Phone, Safari, YouTube. None of this has changed. I do have a widget up here now for calendar. So if I tap on here, it takes me into the calendar app. Let's go back. And yeah, it takes me to the calendar. I like having the widget here. So whenever I have events going on, I have them show up here, which I really like. So I don't have to go into, the calendar app just to check. I can now see here when I unlock my phone. On the left here, I've still got the battery widget. Not much has changed. I won't go through all of my apps for just personal reasons. So one of the first apps I'll show you will be YouTube. Nothing's really much has changed about YouTube. Just go to my channel here. There is now picture-in-picture mode. But it only works on the Safari web browser, and it's the same for iPad at the moment, so they need to add support for that in the YouTube app. So yeah, I really like it at the moment that Apple's done picture-in-picture. I hope they can add it to the YouTube app here, and I want them to do that. Safari is probably a little bright for you guys. I'll turn the brightness down a bit. Not too much has changed about Safari, except what I really like about Safari now is if I go into, let's say Google. Oh, already on Google. I can go up here and go to Privacy Report, and I can now see, what ads and websites are tracking me. So here's, some websites that I've recently visited. So yeah, it's quite a lot of, ads, and I'm glad that it's been blocked, and the trackers. I did not think that there would be at least 84 trackers on google.com. I mean, you don't really think about it until you check. So now let's move on to the next page. So like last time, it is the same, but I have added a couple of new apps. So I have organized all my files, so Apple, so that's just Apple stuff, and Google Photos and my carrier and all of that, feedback app, settings, Find My iPhone, contacts, health, and all that stuff. In the Apple Watch, it's all the same. I did download a new app called Auto Sleep, which basically tracks it's sleep tracking, and I did hear that Apple has added they did add sleep tracking to watchOS 7, but because I have the first generation Apple Watch, I'm stuck on watchOS 4, which means I can't do that. So I use a third-party app to do sleep tracking, and I've also got Rain Parrot. It's like best way to describe it's like the carrot weather, but it tells you it's like the carrot weather and dark sky, which you can only get in America, which Apple actually recently they actually bought not too long ago. So I can swipe to the right here. It can show like little clouds animating just there up here. There'll be, if it's raining, which it's not raining right now, it's actually quite sunny at the moment. Like there'll be rain here and all of that, and it's nice to know that they show all of that in this app. So anyone, I don't know if it's available in like all countries, but for those who want an app, this was about $3 in Australia. It was about $3.99, which is pretty cheap. If there's anyone who wants to use a different app, unlike Carrot or Dark Sky, I recommend Rain Parrot. It's pretty good. They've also got an Apple Watch app for it that I use as well. So the next one, there's Smart Home. So there's HeoDen, and then there's Google Home. I actually recently, you guys could probably see up in the corner, just hiding in the back there, I actually got a new Nest Mini, which is basically Google Mini 2. It's basically Google Home Mini 2, but they call it the Nest Mini because it's the new name. I still have my old one. I have it sitting out in the kitchen now, so that's good. So yeah, I haven't really had any issues with Google Home or HeoDen, which is actually it's got like smart lights, but I only have it for my lamp. So I can pair this up with Google Home, but because of a couple of issues, I can't at the moment. So let's go to games. Games, you guys already know what's in here. You got the My Little Pony app. I recommend it. It's quite a lot of fun, and you got Pocket Ponies. It's also fun. Go into productivity. So in here, I have Timetable. I don't have anything on it at the moment. I cleared it, and school just... Oh, wait, no. It refreshed. So normally, I got to update that anyway because it's out of date. Timetable, there's an Apple Watch app for it. Anyone who wants to look at like what subjects they have next so they can check their Apple Watch, I recommend it if you're a student because it's really helpful. So I don't have to... I have to pull out my book and I go, oh, what do I have next? And I don't have to pull up my phone. I can just look at my watch and I go, oh yeah, it's let's say I've got maths now, and yeah, and then depending on what time you have the thing scheduled as, it will switch to whatever is next. So I recommend Timetable for anyone, like for any students who has like an Apple Watch. It's really good. I've also got iExpand Drive. I don't have my USB at the moment. I left it at school by accident today. But basically, you guys should already know, I showed this in the last video, you can plug it in, and you can transfer files from like the computer, like my laptop's like right here in front of me, and back up photos. And if you're someone who's got like 16 gigabytes of storage, you can back up photos and all that. You've got Apple Calculator. You got the Office app. It's basically just Word, Excel, and PowerPoint combined into one app. And everything at my school, they don't really do this, but I use OneDrive, and everything gets saved there. So all of my Word documents and PowerPoints and all that stuff, all of my schoolwork, I have all loaded here. I recommend it, like if you don't have like an iPad or a laptop or something, but you just want something to like quickly do, like a Word document, and basically something that you can work on your phone when you're away from like a computer or something. I recommend it. It's pretty good. I wish they would add OneNote to this app though. That's a suggestion that I would like. They've got Word, PowerPoint, Excel. I would like to see OneNote combined in with this app. But at the moment it's pretty good and I actually like it. Got normal reminders, Outlook, Good Notes. Good Notes I have on my iPad, which I'm recording with right now. Good Notes, it's expensive, yeah, but I actually recommend it. It's pretty good. I just recently re-downloaded the app on my phone, so it's not set up yet. Skip all of this. let's start. Some notebooks should show, probably won't show. Yeah, so if you got like an Apple Pencil and you write on your iPad, I recommend that you download this app. You can do it on your phone as well, so you can work simultaneously. There is also an app for it on MacBooks, so if you're someone who's on a Mac, you can do that. There is no Windows app version or like program version of it yet, but they said they're working on it. So I'm kind of excited. Since I use Windows, I don't use Mac. So hopefully they add that, and it'd be such a treat for them to do that. The next one is Patreon and Spotify. I have downloaded Patreon, and as you guys can see, I'm a patron to Bob Show or Bob Sue, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up later. Just, I like to support these two YouTubers. They're movie reviewers. I like their videos, so I like to, support their Patreon. So I'm a patron to Bob Sue. And then there's another one called Saber Spark, and here you go. He's hidden in here. So Saber Spark, I recommend you guys go check him out too. So yeah, I have been using Patreon. I was thinking about doing a Patreon myself, but then I decided against it because I don't know. I just didn't want you guys to pay just to watch like behind the scenes videos or anything. So with Spotify, I did buy Spotify Premium. I love it. I'll have to renew it. There was like a deal going with Spotify, so I got it for like about $6 in $6 for a 3-month period. So in about 1 more month, then I'll have to renew it so I can download music like I have done here. See these green arrows. So that means not all of them have downloaded for some reason, but yeah, Spotify Premium is pretty good. Driving here, I've got Google Maps, Apple Maps. I normally use Apple Maps if I'm like riding a bike, because there's the Apple Maps app on the Apple Watch, but there isn't an Apple Watch app for Google Maps. There used to be, but they took it down. So if I'm like riding a bike, I can look at my Apple Watch for directions and that. And then I've got the QLD logbook, which is just I already explained this in the last one, just a logbook for, this will apply for like Australian users only. Like you can use it to do your hours and everything. And I've got Facebook here, which I only downloaded temporarily. So there is actually a couple of features I actually like in iOS 14. So if I move over here, we got what they call the app library. I really like it. Could use a couple of improvements, like the sort of a little better. Like this is fine, but for example, like let's go back. Like entertainment, for example, like DJI, which is the app that I use for my gimbal. Don't know why it's in entertainment. It's a little off. And then if I go down here, Filmic Pro is in creativity, which it should be. So they might need to change it a little bit just to get it right. But if I tap up here, go back, tap it up here, you got like a list. Now, this kind of reminds me of the Apple Watch layout, since there's like two layouts, the honeycomb grid and then the list. I've only used this a couple of times, but if you're someone who likes to use list like this, well, I recommend it. If I do this, tap on these 3 dots, I have a page that's actually hidden. So if I enable it, it's literally just those 2 apps. I like this feature where you can, hide the home page. So, it doesn't have to be hidden there. It just makes it look cleaner. And then I can, hide them in here and that. So, yeah, that's my phone review for mid-2020s. So I hope you guys like this video. Please leave a like, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.